October of 1966, in Oakland, California, Huey P. Newt and Bobby Seale founded the Black Panther Party for self-defense. The party's original purpose was to patrol African American neighborhoods and provide security and protection for the residents from acts of police brutality. Huey P. Newt, the founder of the group, was born on February 17, 1942, in Monroe, Louisiana. He attended his alma mater, the University of California, and received a bachelor's degree as well. In 1980, he received a PhD in philosophy, even though he was an activist at the time. In his time at Merritt College, he met Bobby Seale, who he later formed the Black Panther Party with. Seale was born on October 22, 1936, in Liberty, Texas. After moving to Oakland, California when he was just 8 years old, he attended Merritt College and joined the Afro-American Association, where he met Huey Newt.
Black people are treated very much as the Vietnamese people or any other colonized people because we're used with brutalized. The police in our community occupy our area, our community.
The Black Panthers logo came from an independent party, now known as LCFO. The Black Panther Party combined elements of socialism and black nationalism. It promoted the development of strong black-controlled institutions, calling for blacks to work together to protect their rights and improve their economic and social conditions. The Panthers also emphasized class unity.
Police are there not to, in our community, not to promote our welfare or for our security and our safety, but they're there to contain us, to brutalize us and murder us.
We want full employment for our people, decent housing, fit for shelter, human beings. Want an immediate end to police brutality and murder of black people.
The Black Panther Party had many goals as a political force. Many of their goals were nonviolent, but some, on the other hand, had required the Black Panthers to take up arms. Some of the most important goals for the party were wanting an end to police brutality and the murder of black people, getting an equal education, full employment, and not to be forced into the military. The most general goal, but the most important of the Black Panthers, was that they wanted freedom. To achieve these goals, the Black Panthers needed to take up arms and defend themselves. On many occasions in the biography, The Black Panthers Speak, it mentions that the Panthers will protect themselves from the police and military by any means necessary. The police and Panthers were never friendly throughout their crusade, and many paid the ultimate price. The two first deaths between the Black Panthers and the police were the shootings of two Black Panther leaders, Fred Hampton and Mark Clark. They were killed in December of 1969 in a police raid. Later that year, and through 1970, 26 more Black Panthers were killed, while many more were arrested and exiled.
Number one, we want power to determine our own destiny, our own black community. Number two, we want decent housing, fit for shelter, human beings. Number three, we want full employment for our people. And I said, what else, Huey? He said, nothing else. I said, right, period.
Similarly, during the 1960s, the FBI launched a program known as COINTELPRO. It is an acronym for Counterintelligence Program. This program was covert and the public did not know about it. Although the acronym usually refers to spies against the US, this program hunted political oppositions within the country and sought to discredit them by any means necessary, even if it meant breaking the law. The reason the FBI resorted to methods like this was because taking leaders to court, harassing them, and forging documents didn't slow down the growing movements. They even broke the law by going around constitutional rights protecting protesters so that they could arrest them. COINTELPRO was uncovered in 1971 when the files were leaked to the public by an unknown person. In order to put operations in COINTELPRO in effect, the FBI would instruct the local office to send an agent to infiltrate a target's organization in order to discredit the target. They also forged documents harming the target and would release them so people would know. COINTEL's effect on the Black Panthers were large. It tainted their public reputation and caused the Black Panthers to blame themselves for things that they didn't commit.
Do you think the formation of your party, the Black Panther Party, is perhaps contributing to the change in atmosphere and making it, in fact, more explosive?
Yes, I certainly think so, because this is the first time in the country that Negroes will be organized for their own political interest, and they will form their own party and move along those interests as they see fit.
The Black Panther Party had many rules and regulations. They also had punishments and violations for not following these said rules. A requirement of being in the party was that you must know all 26 rules by heart. 5 of the most important rules of the Black Panther Party were: 1. No party member can have a weapon in his possession while drunk or loaded off on narcotics or weed. 2nd, no party member will use, point, or fire a weapon of any kind unnecessarily or accidentally at anyone. 3rd, no party member can join any other army force other than the Black Liberation Army. 4th, no party member will commit any crimes against other party members or black people at all, and cannot steal or take from the people, not even a needle or a piece of thread. 4th, the 10-point program and platform of the Black Panther Party must be understood and known by each party member. And 5th, any party member found shooting narcotics will be expelled from the party indefinitely. These are only 5 of all 26 rules. Other rules that they had were also the 8 points of attention and the 3 main rules of discipline. The 8 points of attention were to speak politely, pay fairly for what you buy, return everything you borrow, pay for anything you damage, do not hit or swear at people, do not damage property or crops of the poor, oppressed masses, do not take the liberties with women. If we ever have to take captives, do not treat them ill. And the 3 points of discipline were to obey all your orders and actions, do not take a single needle or piece of thread from the poor and oppressed masses, and turn in everything captured from the attacking enemy.
Now, what I don't understand is this. You are also a member of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. At the same time, you are organizing a group in the South which almost certainly will tend to contribute to violence, or at least counter-violence.
Well, they won't contribute to violence. They will just be seeking their political rights, and they will have to defend
The
those.
Black Panthers also help children by opening the free Breakfast for Children program to feed African American children. The party saw a dire need to help out black children in powerless communities, so they spent a couple of hours each morning cooking breakfast for these children in the poor neighborhoods before they went off to school. Studies came out saying that children who didn't have a good breakfast in the morning were less attentive in school and less inclined to do well and suffered from fatigue, said former party member David Lemieux in a documentary. We just simply took that information and a program was developed to serve breakfast to children. He added, "We were showing love for our people." The party served about 20,000 meals a week and became the party's most successful survival programs out of all of the 35 survival programs.
Come on in, little brothers. Come on in, little sister. Y'all can sit down and get something to eat. Y'all take off y'all coats. We need some more stuff out here. Sit down, man. Everybody on this shop and eat as much as y'all want. Right on. Who wants plate? You want cereal? Who all wants cereal? 1, 2. Who wants cereal? Raise their hand. Anybody want cereal?
Finally, in 1968, Huey Newton was arrested at a stoplight for supposedly killing a police officer. He was sentenced to 15 years in prison for voluntary manslaughter. But, due to public pressure and protests, the police agreed to release Newton in 1970 due to incorrect deliberations implemented in the trial. Later throughout his crusade, he was a suspect in 2 other murder cases. Because of these false allegations, Huey fled to Cuba. He returned 3 years later, though. Both of the cases were dismissed when juries couldn't come to a decision, and when an assaulted tailor refused to testify against Newton, even though he was the one who brought the case to the courts.